is not usually the most brave thing to do, to take a chance. But which one takes you away from it? Kelly Ripa's contagious humor and inexhaustible enthusiasm have brightened American mornings for almost 30 years. Millions have been caught off guard by her new decision. Though breaking down, she declared that she was leaving everything behind, removing oneself from the glamour, the photographers, and the endless applause. Why? To support her husband, Mark Consuelos, at a challenging yet holy period in their marriage. But this raises a question. Why would a successful woman abruptly give up on her career? What sorrow, what love, or what hidden story lies beneath this heartbreaking farewell? I promise that if you stay, you will leave this trip with a fresh understanding of Kelly Ripa, as well as perhaps your own life and the things that are most significant to you. For many of us, Kelly Ripa is more than just a TV host. She's like family. She has given us the news for the day, our morning meal, and our coffee. After making an appearance in Raji's Philbin, she became extremely famous. She and Ryan Seacrestris' connection and chemistry were evident. She also made her relationship with Mark Consuelos public. We must remember that the television industry has high expectations. All of that energy, all of that smiling, all of that quick thinking, it all appears so simple, but it's actually rather exhausting. Kelly, however, remained steadfast. She was very giving. That's why her recent decision is so unexpected, because when someone who seems unstoppable finally says enough, there must be a unique reason. Finishing on a positive note, and outstanding. For this reason, we come to the heart of her marriage to Mark Consuelos. Consider this. In 1995, Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa were two young performers that starred on All My Children. On screen, they played a couple. Sparks burst off screen instantly. They married in secret in Sin City after just a year of courtship. It endured and was marked by spontaneity and emotion in spite of all the challenges. Together, they endured Hollywood's ups and downs for nearly 3 decades. They had 3 kids to balance, and their jobs were taking them in different directions. They were unfazed. However, Kelly often ridiculed their marriage on air. Her life was based on a deep love that was concealed by the comedy. Every married couple would tell you that love is more than just sharing delight in life. All you have to do is show up when life throws you a curveball. Tense, soft tone. And now, life has tested them in ways their fans never expected. For Kelly, Mark Consuelos has always exuded confidence, acting as a stabilizing force on her lively personality. But once the topic was out of the spotlight, whispers of health issues began to spread. The two did not want the world to know about their internal conflicts, weakness, and exhaustion. These events weren't just jump scares to Kelly, they were alarms. She realized the importance of being present and the fragility of time. Getting to know someone makes you feel invincible. However, everything else becomes less important when the person you care about the most is in need of you. Kelly discovered that her defining role had moved away from television as a result of Mark's struggles. It was next to her husband. A sudden conclusion. But what were these problems showing? What specifically made Kelly feel the need to act right away? As they tend to waken, Michael and Lola, their 3 children, Mark and Kelly put a lot of effort into developing their careers. But now that their kids are grown, Kelly often commented on how quickly the years have passed. One minute she would be holding toddlers, and the next she would be sending them off to college. When Kelly saw that Mark's health was exhibiting signs of pressure, she had a profound epiphany. She was unable to ignore the early years of her family while confined to a studio chair. There was more to it than Mark. The story revolved around her, teaching her kids that love is more than words. It is a deed, that when you encounter the biggest challenges in life, you don't continue as usual. You stand at the side of the people who are most important to you, not only when they are nearby. Pause with weight. And unfazed by the millions of people watching her, Kelly put her family above her fame. When Kelly Ripa finally addressed the audience, they were glued to their seats. She thanked her audience for their steadfast love and support over the years. I'm grateful for the moments, the giggles, and the stories they told. When she finally told the truth, Tears filled her eyes. She was leaving behind something far more powerful than a new project or a beautiful adventure. Love. There was silence in the studio. The audience at home was shocked. Social media was flooded with reactions ranging from shock to sympathy to pure despair. Kelly was crying, but she also had fortitude because she was starting a new chapter in her life. A devastating scene that enthralled viewers worldwide occurred when co-host Kelly Ripa of Live with Kelly and Mark abruptly left the show in mid-air, clearly distraught. The devastating exhibition of vulnerability during a live presentation touched and alarmed the audience. What led to Kelly's emotional collapse, and how did her dramatic departure from the set occur? Get a close-up look at the heartwarming sight that captured everyone's interest. It started off like most mornings on Live with Kelly and Mark. Thanks to Kelly and her husband, Mark have been a dynamic and humorous duo for many years. But today would be different. Kelly's usually easygoing demeanor was overtaken by a strong feeling she couldn't control. While the cameras were rolling, tension quickly escalated when Kelly, who was clearly trembling, disclosed that Mark had a surprise in store for her. Sitting behind Kelly, Mark had organized a special memorial service to celebrate their illustrious friendship. On the big screen, a movie montage showcasing their shared experiences was part of the surprise. It included touching recollections of their 26 years together as well as private home video. As the video went on, Kelly's usual smile gave way to a look that combined vulnerability and disbelief. Kelly's voice cracked for everyone to hear as she attempted to speak. "I wasn't expecting this," she said, wiping her eyes, which were streaked with mascara. Her husband, who was sitting next to her and was clearly moved, made the moment all the more poignant. The usually humorous tone of the presentation was transformed with a deep sense of appreciation and love, captivating viewers with an intimate moment between two people who have survived so much together. Kelly went on, her voice trembling. "I'm just so lucky. Yes, I am. It's unbelievable to watch our lives unfold in front of me in this manner, and I'm so grateful for it." Kelly tried her best, but the overwhelming flood of emotions finally crushed her. After a few more tearful comments, Kelly rushed out of the room, hiding her head in her hands and sobbing hysterically, while Mark watched on in support. The audience had been watching a diverse set of topics when Mark, who is obviously concerned for his wife, took over as the sole host for the segment. "She just needed a moment," he said to the audience in a caring and sympathetic manner. "We'll be right back after the short break." As the commercial break began, a lot of people rushed onto social media to show their support for Kelly. Those who have seen the TV personality's incredible perseverance and unwavering professionalism over the years instantly showered her with prayers and well wishes. She has been adored by fans for decades. A rare moment of vulnerability was displayed by someone who often keeps a straight face on live television. The emotional outpouring was very human, but it was also a show of weakness. The essay discussed the challenges of public life, especially when talking about personal issues like marital status. Given how much the media has followed Kelly and Mark's romance, this heartfelt performance served as a heartbreaking reminder that even celebrities, despite their seeming coolness, struggle with strong emotions that aren't always easy to suppress. Following the commercial break, Kelly returned to the air, brushed away her tears, and apologized to her followers. She was obviously upset, but she faked a smile as she spoke with a lift of genuine grief. "I wasn't expecting to be so moved, but I guess I just needed a moment." In a passionate embrace, Kelly and Mark demonstrated the depth of their love for one another. Supporters who had stuck with them through thick and thin realized that their emotional outburst was a reflection of their deep love and respect for one another. It demonstrated their close relationship and their unwavering support for one another even when the cameras aren't rolling. Love and relationships are at the heart of everything, even in the most public settings. Kelly's emotional breakdown was more than a sign of weakness. Following the incident, which may have caused her to cry, fans developed a greater respect for Kelly and Mark's sincere love and bond. Fans will never forget that moment as an emotional victory for true love, whether it was broadcast on national television or privately.